Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. Y'all saw the thumbnail. We finally got a date. I guess we could be happy about that. But before we get into it, let's turn to it. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me know if that music is too loud or my voice is too loud. That's all I had to say about the water. And I'm at 10 bottles. There you have it. That's how I'm going to be doing it. Every day, I'm just going to show those videos. Demetrius Bright is in the building. What's poppin', King? Salute Queen T and fam. You at 64 ounces, King? Cool beans, I'm at 80. Demetrius, you ain't believe the kind of day I had. Demetrius says, smash the likes as soon as you come into the square circle. Then share and subscribe. Indeed, King. Do as Demetrius said. He's your king. Smash the likes when you come into the square circle. And then after you do that, go on and share and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. PGH Big Dog says, salute Queen T. Salute to you too, King. Yeah, gotta get, that was our water check. That was our water check. Demetrius says, salute at PGH Big Dog. Well, you guys saw the thumbnail. But before we get really into it, because I don't want to get to talking and you guys say, Miss T, we can't hear you. First of all, can you hear me with the music at this level? Now I have to turn the music a little bit up because if I turn it way down, then you're not going to hear me. So instead, I got to turn the mic up. So y'all let me know if it's clear, if it's too loud, it's irritating, we'll adjust on the spot. I got to go by what my audience say. But you know, I had a crazy day. Oh my God. D-Ray is in the building. What's poppin', King? Salute Queen Miss T. Blessings. I can hear you. And the music, can y'all hear both? Is one drowning out the other? It should be my voice over top of the music comfortably. But if I turn or address the music knob, you won't hear nothing coming from me. So my idea was kind of just turn the mic up. So I just need to know, is it comfortable for you guys? Demetrius said, you Mel, we hear you. Great. Okay. So y'all know I'm gonna start the show off with a story break. You said L over C on the mic. Loud and clear. Okay. All right. For some reason, you know, I've been E Thriller is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, what up, Miss T, aka the Queen? Peace and love to you in the chat. Peace to you. Demetrius says, salute at D-Ray Blessings. You know, I'm gonna try to keep my show from 7:30 to about 9. That's gonna be my cutoff. Can I go over sometimes? Probably, but that's what I'm going to shoot for. That hour and a half from 7:30 to 9 every night. As I said, sometimes we get long-winded. Sometimes, you know, shit be happening. Once the train starts, I can't stop it. So it's not a definite 9, but that's what I'm going to shoot for. And I'm going to talk about this crazy day that I had. Because some of y'all might pick up a nugget from it. I sure as hell did. So apparently, I don't know when I did it or how I did it. But since, I want to say going all the way back to when I went to Vegas in October last year. Somewhere around that time, I must have did something to my back. Now, I know I have a tailbone issue with my back because I fell off a helicopter, not while it was in the air, but my first 6 months in the Navy, I was servicing the points, you know, greasing up the rotor blades, and I slipped, fell, and by the grace of God, missed the skid shoe. Because had I fell on the skid shoe, I probably would have broke my back. I might not even be here today. I'm sure I would have been paralyzed. D-Ray said, salute E Thriller. E Thriller said, what up, D-Ray? Salute, man. So I've always had this problem when my tailbone pops out. And the older you get, you know, you can be bending down to pick up a pen. You can do anything silly. just reach back in your car to get something, and boom, your tailbone pushes out. Just that little push, just a little bit, will swell up that whole area. You talking about pain? I can't even stand straight up or whatever. But I be powering through it, right? And I haven't really been taking a lot of medicine, but just to say like Tylenol. And I know this is one of the times that I should be on steroids, right? Because steroids will take down swelling. And I'm not talking about the banned stuff. I'm just talking about steroids, the good medicine. But I told y'all this is my New Year's, aka New Year's resolution, aka goal, was to get off the steroids because it's derailing me in other areas as far as like how I eat cleanly and this, that, and the other now. So anyway, I finally get an appointment at the chiropractor. It's all backed up, those appointments. I go in there, he showed me my x-ray, he showed me what the problem is. He tell me a few things, he take in information, and he does 4 things that address 12 things in my back. Like he actually do the push, when they crack your back or whatever. He does that. He does 4 things physically that address 12 things that's out of whack. Apparently, when my tailbone popped out this time, because the pain went to my left side, never really go to the sides. It just stay in the middle. But apparently it went to the left side and twisted my hip. I've been walking around with a twisted hip. You can get twisted hips. Women, we know this. You can twist your hips having sex. You can all kinds of shit. I had a twisted hip. Walking around, it got to the point my whole left side of my body was in pain. Y'all didn't know it, but like I was in serious pain. Like I couldn't even lift my arm up or do, my left side, like without pain. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I didn't do nothing to my arm. I didn't do nothing to my rib. I didn't do nothing to my hip. I didn't do nothing to my left ass cheek. I didn't do nothing to my whole left side of my leg. Why am I in pain? So when you twist your bones or anything like that, or shit pop out of whack, you can pinch a nerve, and that's what I've been doing. But like since around October, been pinching a nerve. So when he popped it back, he said the whole tailbone popped out, not the whole, just the bottom part. It don't even take much. Like your lower back comes down straight and then it curves in. If you got like a regular looking back, it'll curve in. But it just pushed out from the bottom just a little bit. And that little bit was enough, because once it do it, swelling comes. You talking about pain. So he was showing me where one of my discs, because I've had this back injury for years, he said I know I got degenerative bone disease, but he was showing me how one of my discs is 50% gone. He said once it go, it ain't, and then you can do about it. But you just want to do stuff. You want to be in prevent mode. And then he was just telling me about proper structure and proper stance and proper way that you sit. Now, I've always had good structure. Like my shoulders go back, and I thought it was because I was top heavy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought the girls was making me say a 10. That's what I thought. But my mom tells me I always been like that. I don't slouch my shoulders up. He said that is important. I'm gonna shout out to all these ladies. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. I know that's why most of my ladies watch. Look, y'all come on in and hit that like button when you come into the square circle, though. Wipe your feet. Put some respect on it. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this taking the picture with your leg turned in, and that silly ass pose that a lot of girls do that look painful. Stop that shit. Y'all know when I find out information, I'm gonna come and run and share. Stop that shit. That turned in leg and shit. You gonna throw your body out of line. And when you 15, 16, or young like that, 20 something, you don't give a fuck. You don't think nothing of it. But get some age on you. Get about 35 and up and watch what they do to you. Stop that shit. Remember how they used to tell us girls, stop cutting off your pee? Well, when they used to say, stop reading in the dark. If you don't listen, the shit gonna come back and haunt you. So yeah, he had to twist my hip back. So I'm in a lot of pain, but not as nearly as painful as it was before. And I said, you know what? I'm coming to see my guys. Damn that, I'm coming on. I'm coming to see you guys. Andrew Charles is in the building. Salute, Miss T. Salute to you, King. D-Ray and Andrew Charles, salute. He said diamonds. D-Ray Promotions, peace, bro. He said, do you feel better now? He told me I was going to feel real achy. It's making me sleepy, but I mean, this shit was cutting off circulation. Cause I can feel the circulation back in my whole leg, like in a proper way. At first it was tingling. I was like, what the hell? But once he did it, my shoulder instantly started feeling better. But he told me, so you're going to be aching. And I'm telling you that I came home, I jumped right on it. I did my thumbnail and everything, was putting up, the thing of what I'm going to be talking about, did my reading, because I knew I had to lay down and go to sleep. I had to close my eyes or something. And I thought I hit send, and I didn't. So that's why y'all just seeing the thumbnail. But real talk, I'm achy as hell. I got family members my age, and what you never want, I'm going to tell you what you never want. You don't ever want no bone or no, popping out or unalignment. I'm going to just say unalignment because that is a common thing amongst all of us, girls and men. You don't want that, and then your shit start pinching a nerve. Nigga, you don't want that, trust me. Because that sciatic nerve down there gonna make walking difficulty. Very difficult. So, but I do feel better. I know, like, I can tell you I ain't gonna be on too long today. Or I might, I'm a champ. Shit, I'm hurting right now, like achy. But I was like, I'm coming on regardless. So I'm gonna push through it. Pain. When you have pain, you know you're still alive. And that's a good thing. Twisted hip. Who would have thought? I wish I'd have got my hip twisted another way. I ain't gonna lie, but shit. I got my hip twisted because my tailbone popped out. I ain't get my hip twisted the other way. That would have, it probably would have got twisted and then by the end, twisted motherfucking back. I don't know. A 10 hut? Hell yeah. I'm telling you, my girls make me be at attention. I ain't got no choice of things. Weigh your grip. Sitting too close to the TV. Yep, that was one. Nerve pain and injured. Yeah. Nerve pain can drive you up the wall. You be popping pain pills. That's why I was like, what is this? Because I never fell. I never got hit. I never was doing nothing hard. He told me that he's gonna every 3 weeks he's got to pop me back in shape because the muscles and the tendons around that area, if you chronically had a problem, and I've chronically had this back problem, he said your muscles want to push you back to where it's not supposed to be. Also, when they align you back up, you can breathe better. And one thing I noticed about medically in the military, when you see all these doctors or whatever, some of them be fugazi. I ain't gonna lie. But the ones who are real and they do care, they're not gonna get no more money. They can't juice you out of money because you seeing them for free, right? So they tend to want to get to the root of the problem. So like this chiropractor I saw, for instance, he only got time to him and haul with me and fiddle that around with me. He got thousands and thousands of patients because every VA hospital in the country don't carry a chiropractor. I think it's about 12. And where I live is one in the hospital, or a handful. They got a whole staff, but he don't have time to fiddle battle with me and say, you know what, Miss T, I need you to come 3 days a week, and that's something y'all got to watch out for. I would recommend chiropractors to anybody, but you have to get you a good one. So that one who want to slow walk you is gonna make you want to punch him in the face. But a lot of them will do that, like they'll say come 3 times a week, when they can knock the shit out in that first visit. Now, the thing is, they have to keep knocking it out. Again, he fixed everything today. knowing that it's gonna move back and he's gonna have to do it again 3 weeks from now. Versus me coming 3 days a week. He's slow walking. And I be on this routine of coming 3 days a week. Every time you come, that's $50 at a chiropractor on average. And they do not take healthcare insurance. So that's $50 out your pocket. Who got time for that? So doctors can, even on the side where it's just regular doctors, they don't have time to keep coming, seeing you and seeing you and seeing. They got 1,000 people to get through. So they be like, what's the problem? Let me fix this. Boom, fix it. Get your ass on. It goes back to attacking the problem at the root of the cause, find the cause at this root instead of treating symptoms. Obama actually tried, but because he was a black man coming up with a great idea to incentivize doctors to treat you at the root of your problem. But the doctors, the other side was throwing monkey wrenches because they rather for things to be the status quo, which is treat your symptoms, guaranteeing you a repeat offender. When y'all see doctors that do that, take heed and do something about it. Pick another doctor. D-Ray said, makes moving difficult, yeah? For the push through in perseverance, Cash App. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Shout out to you on the Cash App. Oh my goodness, I ain't even, because I turned it off. Okay, thank you, Demetrius on the Cash App. I certainly appreciate it. I do. I was like, ain't nothing gonna make me miss it, but I don't know if y'all can see it in my face. I was ready to go to sleep. You too real for TV. Yeah, because you know what? I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know all my gifts. I know some. But sometimes, I be thinking about things like, what's your purpose in life? And I really do believe that I'm supposed to, one of many people, I ain't nobody special, but I'm supposed to go through stuff because I go through a lot that most people just don't ever go through. And I think part of my purpose is giving testimony. Because, some of you probably already know this, but I bet you there's one person out there that say, you know what, damn, maybe I should look for doctors who are more interested in treating the root of the problem or fixing the problem at its roots so it don't happen again versus slow walking. In order for you to do that, you got to start learning about your condition. Let them talk in their terms and be able to keep up with the conversation. You get a doctor to try to break shit down to you, like in a kid way, get away from him or her. If you don't understand, you say, sir or ma'am, I don't understand what that word means. Can you tell me what that? Make them fucking give you a definition. But if they be like, this thing we looking at is like the size of a lemon. And what we want to do is peel the, off the skin off the lemon. That's what we talking about. A lemon, or we talking about my insides. When they talk to you like a kid, go. When you come in and it's blase blah or casual, they moving too damn fast. And they be like, what's the problem? Oh, I got this, I got that. Oh yeah, your ears do look red. Because I got 2 ear infections, by the way, too. Sinus season. I'm just used to it. I know y'all be like, damn, Miss T, you totally holds up. Look healthy, right? Dizzy as the motherfucking 2 ear infections. And I'm actually coming off of sinus infection. Y'all didn't even know. But I I ain't even gonna go into I got a lot of medical issues. But I power through them because they ain't never gonna go nowhere. So I'm not gonna stop living. I'm not gonna stop accomplishing. I'm not gonna stop doing because I have all these issues. But I am so grateful that I got to see this chiropractor today. And I'm so grateful that I don't have a cap on my medical because I know to some people out there, medical expenses could be the difference between you having a home or not having a home. And like I said, this is another thing I can throw nuggets out. Young ladies, stop taking them weird ass pictures. because you're gonna develop something, which is an alignment, you know. And the chiropractor is the one that got to get you back in line. So you got people that got this problem. They go to the doctor, they're regular PCM, and they be like, my back is hurting, my back, so I can't stand straight up, or like my arm, like my whole left side of the body was hurting. Now, why would I go to my PCM? What's she gonna do? She's just a PCM. The best she can do is send me get some X-rays. But if she do X-rays and I know I'm experiencing pain, like for real, and she said get an X-ray, I already know she not doing it right. I was going to call her a quack. She not doing it right, because the X-ray just gonna hone in on the bones. I didn't say I broke my bone. I said I had pain. For that you need an MRI. Them shits cost. You get an MRI. Some X-rays can tell a little tissue and all that. Some of them can't. But to see what's really causing you pain like that, because it's probably swelling and whatnot, you need an MRI. So to the doctor that keep ordering the cheap ass X-rays, again, get up, walk away, get another doctor. They're going to treat your symptoms. They're never going to get to the root of the problem. See, that's my testimony. I might have saved somebody some money. There's some people out there with back issues and all that and don't know. Go to the chiropractor rather than your PCM. In the course of your lifetime, even if you never hurt yourself and you as healthy as you can be, people can become unaligned. That's a common fucking thing. And what what else is common? He told me he can almost say with the certainty. This is what the doctor said. Nothing, what a chiropractor, he said, nothing is absolute. He said, but it's so common that people, you know how you have one side of your body bigger than the other? That's because during growth, sometimes your body just stops working, but it's growing on two sides. So like for men, you'll have one hand bigger than the other. If you're really, really looking at it, women, we can tell by our breasts, don't we? Can't. If we being honest, if you ever look down at your breasts, one is bigger than the other one. So if you look down and you see that, or if you go down the middle of your face and it's two different looks, like one, I would say a lazy eye, but it might not be lazy. It's not as wide open as the other one. Even like my eyebrow it has a bigger arch here than over here is more. That comes from growth stopping in mid-range for whatever reason, while the other one's steadily going. And then your body says, oops, why did I stop? And it turns back on and it continues to grow. But it's such a small numbers, the difference, that you will not able to escape the naked eye. But most people have one leg longer than the other. All you gotta do is sit down, sit erect, put your legs all the way out, and see which one is longer. Y'all can try that right now. To the women, look at your titties. One is bigger than the other. To the man, I don't have no titties for you to look at. Like, you gotta actually, look at y'all hands. But y'all do have breasts. You could look at one is bigger than the other. But it's like I said, so small and minute, you don't think it's an issue and it would escape you. And because that happens, and it is common, like it's more common than not, there will be an unalignment in your lifetime. Some women got, like I said, hips sitting up on one side. And it's just, in my family, when I told my mama what he said, she said, oh girl, your grandma hip did that and mine did that. And your sister, I was like, nobody told me, because I guess they don't think it's a big deal. And women, again, I can't stress this enough, stop taking them stupid ass pictures with your leg all contorted and turned and you think you posing. Stop that shit. It don't hurt you while you're doing it, but it's gonna hurt you in the long run. So let me move on, because I get to testify for ill. Sheldon, what's popping?
Hey,
D-Ray
Mr.
said testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you a little. me turn the music. Oh man, let me see. All right, can you say something?
Hey, Miss T, how you doing?
Hey, okay. Ricky Williams is in the building with Poppy King. He says support. And Ricky Williams says salute. So, y'all saw the thumbnail. We finally have an actual date. Shelton, I'm going to let you go ahead and cook on that. What you think about that?
I'm actually excited. I want to see the fight. I want to see what Arrow shows up. I'm excited. I want to see it. I want to see the fight. I love unification.
So you gonna watch that fight? Or buy it?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna support that fight. I'm gonna watch it. I want to see what Spence looks like.
See, look at that, y'all. Y'all be thinking that Shelton is all bud and no Arrow. I was just giving them a testimony before you came on.
What you talking about? Let me hear it.
Oh man, I ain't gonna go in depth, but I had my back aligned today. Found out that when my tail by the chiropractor, a lot of people think that they can go their whole life without one. If you can, shout out to you, but most people can't. So my tailbone popped out, and that happened when I got back from Vegas last year. But it made my hip twist. My hip wound up twisting to the left. So I was completely out of line, and I've been pinching a nerve all this time. I've been popping Tylenol, all kinds of shit, smoking my little, my good, not even knowing what was wrong because I didn't hit it, I didn't fall. You talking about pain like a mug, and it just was progressively getting worse and worse. So finally, I had a chiropractor appointment at the VA. And he popped that shit back in place. Oof. I'm still in pain. I'm like achy real bad. It's making me kind of like weak feeling. But I was like, I ain't gonna miss my show, even though I would love to sleep right now. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna come on. I just don't think I can hang that long. But I'm gonna come on. So I'm here. I'm here with my guys.
The question is, did you feel better? That's the question. Did you feel better?
Did I what?
Do you feel better? That's the question. Do you feel any
Yes,
better?
that nerve pain that I was feeling is gone. The achiness that he told me I would have is here in full effect. But nothing is worse to me than that nerve pain. Because when I twisted it, I was pinching the hell out of nerve. That was fucking up my whole left side of my body, to include my sciatic nerve on my left leg. Just that little twist. He said, just that little twist, I threw 12 joints out of whack, and they were pinching nerves. Good Lord.
It's great that you went and took care of it, that you found out what was wrong, and you were able to take care of it. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I was telling people a lot of us are a paycheck away from, a medical paycheck away from not even having a home. So I'm grateful to God that my life turned out to be where I don't worry about those things ever.
Thank you, United States Army. I love it. I can't hate on it.
Exactly. Do what?
I said, I gave them the half years, but they taking care of it. I can't do it.
Yeah, they definitely. I'm gonna turn this music out because we can barely hear you. I have to turn you up. Are you there? Can you hear me now? Or I know you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we hear you louder. You still ain't get you no new phone, I see.
My lazy, I said out the house. I'm gonna go. I gotta go though. I gotta go get some paperwork notarized. So I'm gonna take care of that shit too.
Please do. See, look, damn, man, don't jump off because I said that. Hey, smash the like button when you come into the square circle. Smash this motherfucking like button. Come on, folks, what y'all doing? Stop reckless eyeballing. Just get up in here and smash this damn like button. I see these numbers jumping up and down. But
Yeah,
yeah, make sure you get you a
I've
new.
been posted trying to get over this COVID. You know what I'm saying?
True, true. That thing gonna stay with you for a minute, and it's little remnants. Like my neighbor next door, I ain't trying to tell who they are, but this is the second time the whole family kind of came down with COVID because I think they said because the baby had it, and that's unavoidable. But damn, like we sanitize everything deep up in here, and I
You have
I
to.
don't know,
You have to.
through the grace of God, we don't got shit up in here.
Use Lysol, people. Lysol works. Use that shit.
Yes, for services especially. I carry around the hand sanitizer, the old school, the real joint, like you get out the little bottle, the pump bottle. Um, I carry that in the car. I got different types in the car. Um, as soon as I get in the car from coming anywhere, I'm pumping some in my hand, wiping, and I
Smart
pump
lady.
way too much. Wipe
Smart
my
lady.
Then I wipe my damn steering wheel down. And the whole time I'm outside, I don't touch my face ever. And when I come in, that's the first thing I do is wash my hands. And then because
Smart
when
lady.
you're at home, you're gonna be touching your face and all that stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. That was my problem. I should never went to that goddamn football game.
Yeah, but people want to go like the boxing. You be wanting to go, but yeah, this shit making me think twice. I don't want to tempt fate.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Ugas and Spencer. I'm not going to that shit. It's in Texas too. I'm not going
Yeah,
to that shit.
was this supposed to be in
It's supposed to be in Vegas. Now it's in
yeah.
Texas.
Remember I told look, I must have spoken in existence.
You did. You did.
Listening to Miss T. Cause remember I said that show and I said it's in Texas too. Remember I said that?
You spoke it into existence, Miss T. You did that.
Yeah. And I don't know, but in my head it was gonna be in Texas. Now, for me, I feel like I can debunk. Now I know people might not agree, and they probably be like, Miss T, you always own that Earl Spence stuff. Look, remember when Dwayne was here and he said the fight was already made, and I was like, when? Because we was upset at first that Earl did not try to make the fight with Terrence right after, whenever he decided he was coming back. And then he made the statement, I don't need tune-ups. That tune-ups are for people who are unsure of themselves. That's what's his words, right? And so I was like, well, he going straight to Bud, but
That's what
then
we
it was
thought.
this Lucas thing. Yeah. And then we was like, well, what the hell? And you can't say, let me start out small and work my way up. I don't know what, because Ugas has one belt. He's a man. Terrence has one belt. He's a man. What's the difference between them two? Other than their talent and skills, what is the difference between them two? But he picked Ugas when
What have I been saying, Miss T? What have I been saying?
I want to see
I
him
told
fight.
you. I think it was a month ago. I told you if you thought that Al Haymon was going to allow Errol Spence to get in the ring with Terrence Crawford coming off of a 16-month layoff, you tripping. They want to see what that boy got first. And Ugas has 30 fights, but Ugas only has 12 knockouts. He's a safer opponent.
Yeah, but then don't make statements like, I don't need a tune-up. That's for people who ain't sure of themselves. Because that's a degrading statement to anybody else who feel they need a tune-up. I mean, and it's not the worst thing a person can say. I ain't saying we having a cow over here, but I'm just saying that's a degrade to somebody who feel they need a tune-up. You, the great Earl Spence, don't need one, but everybody else need one, and it's not a bad thing.
But here's the thing. Here's the problem. The problem with that. See, people tend to think that Errol Spence is a stupid man, and he's not. He's pretty. He understands that whatever he says, his fan base is going to eat it and run with it. That's why he says these things. I mean, if you know anything about boxing, you've been around for a minute, so you understand. This dude is not going to try to fight this guy coming off no layoff. He's not going to do that. That makes no sense. That's not smart. But I could fight this guy who got 12 knockouts in 30 fights who really don't punch that hard and probably get past him, make it seem like I'm fighting a guy. No. Your Dennis Ugas is a fighter, not on the level of Crawford. Period. Point blank.
Don't that sound funny, y'all? Sheldon is repeating himself. No. Your thing be repeating, but you be saying you be spitting fire, so I be like, let me let him go. We understand.
He's not on the same level, so it is what it is.
D-Ray said if EJ goes to Canelo instead of Bud Crawford, pound for pound king, what I say? Yeah, a lot of people was right. A lot of Errol Spence fans would think that we just piling on, but you know he low key throws insults. Prime example, we know he don't like Keith Thurman. We have established that. Keith and you don't do each other no solids. We've established that. So to me, and I'm not saying he can't because they both welterweights. So I'm not even mad that he's saying something, but I'm just saying it for a point. If you don't like Keith and you're going to say tailor made, like basically, man, right now, the way you look, you tailor made for me to fuck you up. What is that? That's picking. And it's like you said, his fans going to take it and make more of it. ATL is in the building with Papa King. He said, Miss T, salute Queen. Did I hear Errol Spence? You sure did.
And here's my thing, Miss T. Here's my thing. I don't hate Errol Spence. He's a great young fighter. I just don't think he's better than Crawford. I think Crawford is the best at 47. I've been saying that. Sticking until somebody beats him.
But what I'm saying is every time I'm going to make a date time group stamp of some of the fugaziness, like some of the people want to run with, because I have to call it fugazi, y'all. When they say he already had that fight, it was sealed up. Well, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I do okay. I know that a contract isn't binding unless you have dates on it. That means it's not signed. And then boxing definitely can say there was no contract signed. You talking about it verbally verbal talking does not equal a contract. Sending a term sheet over and people looking does not equal a contract. Negotiating in mid-process does not equal a contract. What equals a contract is you signing your John Hancock, applying a date to it. That's equals a contract. And in boxing, when a contract is signed, you know what has to be known? The venue and the date. That means the location and the date of that fight, because money at that point has to be transferred from one place to another. They're going to have to put a security deposit. You're going to have to put money into the escrow accounts of both so that they see their guaranteed money. No contract is signed. That don't have to be done. No dates on that. You don't have a location. So when people put out that there was already a contract, I have to throw the BS flag. Then if there was never a contract, again, why didn't you go to Terrence instead of Ugas?
But you know, you got all these managers and promoters on YouTube. They know everything. They never seen the inside of top rank offices. They never seen the inside of offices. You have no idea what's going on. But you can see, if you've been watching boxing for any length of time, what happened. Look, I'm coming off a layoff and an injury. I'm not gonna fight that dude right now because I don't know what I got yet. I gotta call it a tune-up, put my foot in my mouth, and said I don't need a tune-up. So let me go fight this guy who got 30 fights and 12 knockouts. He can't. I'll fight him. See if I beat him. And if I beat him, I'm back.
ATL Miss T, I love you too. Love you too, man. Go ahead, Sheldon. I'm sorry.
No, I said that's all it is. I mean, it's no shame in it, but don't, like we always say, me and you, Miss T, don't my head and tell me it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing. You pissing on my head. I was fighting, telling me it's raining. Yeah, we know, man. We know why you fighting Ugas. He need a tune-up.
Yeah. Now, see, this is what I'm saying. What makes I have to ask the chat? Is anything wrong with having a tune-up? Is that a bad thing? Because I could tell you, Earl saying if he came out and said, I need a tune-up first. What that mean? You just came out for eye injury. I'll be the first person to tell you, yeah, that's cool. He said, I'm echoing. Am I echoing now? I don't know why.
That's me. That's me. That's me echoing. My phone is bad. I got to buy a new phone. I'm fucking up the show.
That's Shelton ass. But I told you Shelton, I'm telling you, this your last time with the fucked up phone.
I'm going out tomorrow. I got to get some paperwork notarized, so I'll be out.
All right, yeah, make sure you stay masked up too.
But yeah, I mean, they always gonna go back to their old safe word. Well, just beat Manny Pacquiao, a living legend. Yes, he beat a 43-year-old man coming off a 2-year-old layoff. He's supposed to beat him. He's supposed to beat Pacquiao. Beat him. Would have stopped him. Arrow would have stopped him. So you acting like Ugas did some shit that's impossible. You supposed old motherfucker coming off a 2-year layoff.
Yeah. I'm just mad. I'm telling you right now, if Earl would have got the fight, or if we like the term sheets were exchanged and him and Bud was actually sitting down behind closed doors and we knew, not that we knew the detail, because I don't need to know the details. I don't care what those two gentlemen work out, but they was legitimately behind closed doors working out a deal. And Tim Smith would have said what he said, I would have been like, whatever, nigga. Earl already showing you that regardless of what y'all say, he can do what he gonna do. But with the fight not being happening, and I sat there and watched when he directed him to Jeff Horn. Then I sat there and watched when he called out several names and said, let me clean up my side of the street. And Sean Porter being one. Ugas was not a factor then. And then it was always, you do this and then I get to you. You do that, then I get to you. I was, people who want to see the fight just as a fan, build up, getting frustrated. I can tell you from my perspective, that's what was going on. Like, come on now, I'm trying not to say nobody ducking. I don't think you guys are scared of each other because I don't see fear when I look at Errol Spence. I don't see fear when I look at Bud. And then the piece that'll resist on Tim Smith opening his big ass mouth, saying what he said, basically in the past, present, and future. We won't gonna never pay Bud shit because we don't want to pay him. He ain't worth $4 million. But then I was like, well, you been number one pound for pound for the last 3-4 years between him and Canelo switching off for the last 5 years. Why wouldn't you could pay Canelo 50 million, 40 million, but you can't afford 4 for Bud? And y'all haven't even talked to him to see what he asking for. And this is one of the biggest fights ever, but you can't afford him. And then when you saying, you make excuses like, well, if they were to fight, people just gonna steal it. But he'll take this Charles Martin and Luis Ortiz. Well, fuck, if I'm gonna steal
right.
Luis and Charles Martin. Take this Barrios and Keith Thurman. Remember, if we're gonna steal Bud and Spence, then we're gonna steal Barrios and Thurman. What the fuck are you talking about? And then you turn around, everything is pay-per-view. I was like, I had it. I ain't buying another PBC. Fuck them. I'm not.
I just like Miss T. I like the way he tried to phrase it. How he tried to phrase it. We know what Crawford is. We need a lot of money over there at top rank. We don't want to insult him by making a bullshit offer. So we just won't offer him anything because the money to pay him. Something like this shit. You don't have the money to pay Bud $5 million, but you offering this motherfucker Canelo $50 million every other week.
And both of them, what's the daylight between them? What is the daylight really? Canelo used to fight at 147. Bud is at 147 now. Canelo going up and down. Canelo has 4 divisions as a champion. Bud has 3. But I think Bud was unified at 135. I don't know if Canelo was ever unified in any division.
Canelo is undisputed at 40. So they don't know if Canelo was ever unified, but they both been undisputed. So that's the difference.
I mean, but he just caught up to Bud for getting it undisputed. But I'm saying them other 3 divisions, were he ever unified? Like Bud was unified at 130.
He was unified at 60.
He was? Okay.
See, I didn't know. He was unified at 60.
Okay.
I think he was unified, but I'm not sure.
So both of them have done pretty much the same, except Canelo has 1 division over Bud.
Right.
And before he, if somebody said, well, he should be way past Bud, but hey, he didn't get undisputed till just a couple of months ago. So all this time, all he was a champion in 4 different weight classes. One time unified. That ain't no, when you judging accolades, that ain't no competition to Bud. Bud was lineal for 2. And you ran down his accomplishments. So I say, if you can find money for that dude, even if you said, well, Canelo sells, based on who numbers? Floyd set the bar. Why are we going so far down as to what set the bar? You know why Floyd could get what he want, when he want, and how he want? Because who the fuck else is selling over 2 million pay-per-view? The dude is selling pay-per-view.
Floyd can't do that now. Damn Logan can sell a million. Yeah.
So when Floyd we gonna drop the standards to under 1 million, or we gonna drop it to where Earl sells like 300,000?
350 makes you a pay-per-view. You a star at 350,000.
Yeah, and then I hear people say, well, Canelo didn't sell 700,000. He really sold like 8 or 9. How we know? Destiny made a good point of, you ain't gonna get the numbers unless records were broke. She says that all the time.
Facts.
And it turned out to be factual.
I want to see if they're gonna put out the numbers for this Keith Thurman bullshit we just saw.
I'm waiting on those. What do they normally come? Just in the regular stream? PBC pimping by Canelo.
They should be out by tomorrow. Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. They should be out by then.
I thought they would be out by today.
Should be tomorrow.
Okay. But they probably don't want to come out. Now, I'm going to say this. About Keith Thurman. I will not, and I'm saying it right now, get mad if they come at Keith Thurman with the Fugazi shit and be like, yo, Keith, go ahead on, and you are now Earl's mandatory. I'm not getting mad at Keith. Y'all can be mad at Keith. I'm not. Because if any of y'all get an opportunity, and you know how far and in between opportunities are, if any of y'all had the opportunity to get those chances, for somebody to come and put you right in line step with what you say you want, which he said he wants to be on the top of the throne, then it behooves him to take the ball and run with it. Now, I will feel a certain kind of way if Earl be like, yeah, I want to fight with Keith. Now I'm going to be like, huh? Nah, you want to fight with Bud, you mean? I'm going to feel a certain kind of way. I already feel a certain kind of way because I can feel the PBC trying to do that anyway. But I'm not going to hate Keith Thurman because they opened the door for him.
You didn't see the play coming? Didn't see it?
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it. We talked about it. I see it. D-Ray over there laughing. I see it. But we can't get mad at Keith. We have to learn as fans. Now, whether y'all do it or not, that's on you. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say it. But we have to learn as fans to learn how to direct our anger properly and fairly. And see, and that's why y'all have me. Because I will always bring it back to the scales, most definitely. Keith Thurman, if people say they're angry because he held up the welterweight division, he did Earl dirty, if they could feel that way. If it just stopped with Keith Thurman, I'd be like, maybe you got a point. But everything that Keith Thurman do, tell me one fighter who don't do it, including Errol.
Ain't Errol doing the same goddamn thing right now?
He's Keith Thurman 2.0, as he been dubbed. This is not hating. This is just facts, y'all. Bringing it back to the scale. If it was so wrong for Keith to do, then it should be doubly wrong for anybody behind him to do. Now, some people can look at it and be like, Miss T, you kind of petty with that. No, it's about fairness. You gonna want me hold this man's feet to the fire for doing what he deemed normal activity in the boxing world. I can't do it.
See as well. Keith was Errol was injured. Well, Keith was injured. So what's the difference?
I don't believe in that fake accident that Keith had. I have yet to see any detailed paperwork on Errol's eye, but I believe him.
You make up something like that. I mean, you have conversations. You make something up like that. That makes no sense.
He could have had problems making weight. He could have been weight drained, and he didn't want to, come out there like that. We would never know. I'm not like, and if that's the issue, it's the issue. If it's not, it's not. I'm just saying what coulda, woulda, shoulda. But the point is, I'm not gonna ask this man for his detailed information on his eye. That's a HIPAA violation. He don't have to. It's a violation for me to want.
I don't care that. I got this work on if he. I don't care that much. I want to see the guy.
Yeah, if Earl say he injured his eye, I just want to believe him. But don't come and start doing stuff that contradict what you say about the eye. Once you tear that motherfucker, you will never be the same. I don't care who you are. And for people that be thinking that, stop that shit. All you got to do is ask other people who've been through it. You ain't the same. You will never be the same. That is something delicate. The eyeball itself, the materials that it's made of, hanging on suspensions in your eye.
Earl is Superman, Miss T.
Yeah. Don't hate the scale, hate the BS. No, I'm going to bring it back to the scale. That's the Libra in me. I'm going to bring it back to the scale. What you do on one side of the equation, it must be done on the other side of the equation. I think they call that the quadratic equation in algebra. Y'all help me out.
For the goose is good for the gander.
Look, that's a cliche that's even older. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Y'all want me to lynch this dude, like hold his feet to the fire, and then turn around and watch his, you might as well say protege, do the same thing. Come on now. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I can promise you, I don't even have to know, or I don't have to know anybody personally. I can promise you, when you damage your eye like that, you are not going to be the same. You're not. And once you tear something,
I got news for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear this nigga today on his podcast?
Who? Nick Cannon? You said
Porter. This nigga Porter.
Nah, what he said?
This nigga said Boots Ennis is overrated.
But he was scared to fight him.
I don't want to fight the overrated. I was just like, listen to this motherfucker.
I don't know what Sean do. I think Sean want to come back. Don't be surprised. I want people like once they had a fight with somebody, what is the hesitation about coming out and really spilling the beans about another fighter or making comparisons? Because when first, always go by what the person first say. It will be the most closest and accurate description that you're gonna get. Because once you start thinking about things and let time pass, you're reflecting on what your position into. I think that Sean Porter at the moment, because Terrence Crawford whooped his ass so good, probably felt like it's time to hang it up. He might have had in this camp some lazy moments. You don't know. Him and his wife couldn't have been getting along, Maybe he was, he didn't have sex and he was kind of backed up. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Why he wasn't giving his all. But I do think his dad was saving him.
What did I tell you when that fight got made? Remember we talked when that fight got made? I told you, Sean Porter know what's coming. Kenny Porter know what's coming. Nothing they can train or do. Enough. You gonna get knocked out. Did I not say that?
Yep.
He's not good.
Did everybody not set him as the mark? Only to rescind that setting of him as a mark. D-Ray said, but EJ got a new tattoo, Big Fish.
Hey, Big Fish.
That's him.
Sell out Cowboy Stadium, Big Fish. We'll see.
Me personally, I'm not fighting in Dallas. Because I don't think you're gonna get a fair shake. This is how I feel. You at his house, you in his backyard. And I already told y'all, like, I know y'all gonna get mad. So let me find you wasn't here yesterday, Shelton. Now, since I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, and I'm not monetized, and I can tell y'all now, if I show this video, I didn't put it together, but you can't be mad at me. You can't be mad at me. Hold on, I'm gonna put this video. I showed it yesterday as to why I say what I say. Oh shit, I spelled it wrong.
And y'all niggas need to stop blaming Kenny Porter for Sean getting his ass whooped. That wasn't Kenny Porter's fault.
So hold on. Yeah, Kenny was saving his son. I really do believe he was, but Kenny, y'all say women are emotional. And I always have to say, look, I'm not male bashing. Everything I say is not an absolute. Because I don't know everybody. And everybody don't fall into something. But y'all say women are emotional. That shit Kenny did was emotional. Okay, hold on. Let me go back a little. Just a little bit. Hold up, hold tight. Oh, it's in here. Let me get this chat before I go. Porter should fire Kenny for the next fight. No, his dad got his back. I don't think he will though, because he still hasn't come out really now that the dust settled and just went ham on his dad or whatever. He do need to get some kind of a little separation. Like, look, Dad, I'm a grown man. Like, you're not the king.
That's kind of across the caddy. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. I'm not blaming Kenny Diddy. Kenny Diddy. I'm talking about the next one. See, I'm not blaming Kitty. I think you meant Daddy. Okay. Let me see. Can y'all hear this? There you go. Nuts. You see this? Now, I'm just leave that up there on my
The nutcracker, huh, Miss T? He's the
I was
nutcracker.
calling him the nut digger. Nut bush city limit. Oh, nut bush.
Yeah,
Now,
they don't like that. They don't want to hear that. You know, you can't say nothing about that Kang. Remember, you said Wilder, boy, they come after you. They say they gonna kill you. They gonna beat
look,
you up. They gonna come and shoot you.
I know, but look, real talk. Explain that one, Shelton, to the world, because I know what you said about Sean Porter. Now, people are making compilation videos like that of Earl Spence doing the nut digging. That's not Miss T. I don't even know how to make a video like that cut to the chase like that. But if I see it and somebody else see it, are we wrong?
No, you're not wrong. He goes low. I mean, but look, let's be honest. Let's take it all the way back in history. Ali used to do some dirty shit. Holmes did some dirty. All great fighters got something dirty. And I ain't nothing from Earl Spence. He's a great fighter, but he goes low from time to time. That's his thing.
It don't need to be his thing, and his opponents are not doing it. They're not joining in on the reindeer game. So I mean, my whole point is,
in my opinion, Miss T, that's their fault. Because if I'm in the ring with you, nigga, you hit me low, I'm gonna hit you low twice.
and then the ref can be like, "Man, y'all disqualified, whatever."
Fine.
It's bad
sportsmanship. I'm gonna hit you low. If you hit,
so
what happened? Think back in the day to our day, Miss T. What would happen if you hit Evander Holyfield low?
I'm sure he'll get you back.
If you hit Mike Tyson, huh?
He'll bite you in.
He gonna hit you low back. So you know,
they low foul player nut bush. Limits.
That's what these fighters need to do. They need to make the referee do his job.
Hands are beaching, but you have to protect yourself at all time, and you're in the middle of swinging. You can't say timeout. You know, ref, can you get him with the low blows or whatever?
No, he can do his job. Motherfucker hit me low, I'm hit you right back low. Hey man, hey my ass, nigga, you hit me low. My ass, nigga.
But
you want to go low?
So my question then to the chat and to you: is it really the shoes? Is it really the body snatching, or is the low blows that precedes the body snatching that makes him?
It's a combination of both.
Then are you really great? Are you really the truth?
You can't take the low blows out of the equation because they there. It's a combination of both.
But are you really the truth if you got to hit low, which is a foul? It's not. You're not supposed to hit low. Now, Terrence Crawford beat your ass. I don't ever see him doing no whole lot of fouls. Now, I'm not saying boxers don't elbow or whatever, because we know these things can happen. I'm not saying you can't low blow every now and then, because that could happen. But there's a difference between it's accidentally happening or it was a rare thing to it always happens. That's two different things. So are you the truth? If that's what you got to do, if you got to have a foul in your arsenal to be the top dog, you know what I'm saying?
So what you saying, it's not an accident no more, it's a habit.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm eating soup.
I can agree with that.
I'm eating soup with croutons. Do I got shit on my lip?
You ain't got nothing like that.
I had something. I'm going to have something all up on my lip looking crazy. Tomato soup is so good. Right now.
Who take more low blows, Ugas or Keith?
Who could take more? That I don't know. I thought y'all couldn't take it. You know, I don't know how I feel. To me, if y'all could see, this crazy because we don't both experience pain the same way. But I know the worst pain I have ever felt is contractions. So ain't nothing worse than that. Nothing. But you guys say that's how y'all feel about y'all balls. I wonder, is that the same feeling? Hey,
That shit hurt.
I
That shit
tell
hurt.
my mama out if you just have some contraction.
That shit is uncomfortable. That's the worst. That shit get hit in the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Break you down. Shotgun.
Look, dude, I be ready to fight anybody. Like the doctors, the doctors in military, they officers. Bitch was talking to me crazy when I was like, I can't do it. I was vulnerable. She said, you wasn't saying that when I looked at her like, bitch, I'm ready to fight. And then like 15 seconds later that she hit me. I'm like, I'll take a minute. I'll take a pause. I'll get back to you later. Like I said, I would say all government secrets. I would, what else? Only thing I probably wouldn't do is sell out my baby. I don't know, something about and I ain't saying fathers can't have this. I'm just speaking through a woman's lens. Something about a mother's love. Like I can be amazing. I can do so many things on the strength of my baby. Like I'm scared of snakes. I'm scared of alligators. I'm scared of critters. Period. But you mess with my baby, I have no fear. And I've been in that predicament. No fear whatsoever. Ready for it all, ready to die. And see, that's something you guys say a lot. I'll die in that ring. I don't think women say that. Like, they'll be like, look, it's worth it. I'll die in that ring. But for my baby, no fear. But outside of that,
I know for a fact I'll die. So I don't know about nothing else, but I know I'll die for my family. Ain't nobody nothing to mine. Nobody.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like I'll wrestle a bear, whatever. I have no fear when my baby on the line. D-Ray said, who would take more low blows, Lucas or Keith? Yeah, I think, you was the one that asked that. So contractions win. D-Ray, did you do that did y'all ever do that little thing you put around your stomach and try it out? Most y'all niggas can't get past 3. We got to go to 10.
Yeah, I heard that.
You know it's coming because you about to throw up. That was, and they be ready for you too. I be like, I'm about to throw up. They put a bowl right in front of you. Be like, how she know? Like as you say, I'm about to, and the bowl go right in front of you. Be like, how she know? But I don't know. I wonder, is that the same pain? It wouldn't shock me if we will never know. We'll never know. But I believe it probably is kind of on the same intense level. Cause I've never felt nothing like that. And I wouldn't want to go through it again. Like, hell no. Anybody, if they could just come and hit you and make you feel that type of pain, I would want to kill you too. That's why I don't understand the low blows. You guys say that is painful. I have to take your word for it. So why do it? Hmm.
So you have
You got muffled. You said I still don't know what happened.
No, I said you don't want to have no more babies.
My factory is closed. Been closed. I ain't doing that shit no more. I done did my bid. I'm out on probation and parole. My factory is closed. Trust me. And we ain't creating nothing. A mother's love is fearless. Yes, yes. But that drug that stopped the pain, incredible. Yeah, it is. I mean, I ain't gonna talk about it because I don't even do well with needles. But I saw that big long ass needle and that needle long, and you hear it crunching when you go through your back, and they tell you don't move or you could paralyze yourself. I didn't move. That's how I knew that this shit was the that pain was so intense because when I saw them bring it in a tray, the needle, the length of the needle, and I ain't flinch. I was like, come on, come on. I was like, oh shit, this some crazy shit. I hope it don't get worse. And I was like at 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters talking shit like that. And I have to go to 10. You go to 10 and then the baby come out. I was like, shit, I don't even want to know what 8 and 9 and 10 feel like. Get this motherfucker in there. So y'all have that same reaction. Basically, I'm going back because I know y'all ain't came here to talk about contractions. Y'all had that same reaction when y'all talking about getting hit in the nuts. So this is why I'm sensitive or empathetic, I should say, to you guys who have to worry about that. And I know that boxing that can happen. It depends if people get leaned on or you're bending over to do a shot, and just sometimes it can happen. And if that's the case, Earl, hey, I ain't mad at you. Sometimes it can happen. You made a good point when you said Sean Porter was headbutting or he leads with the head. I do have to say he does. And I don't think you should fight with your head, but there are fighters who fight with their head. That's not right neither. So, mm-hmm. What'd you say? We say Sheldon?
I said Evan Holyfield.
Yeah.
Fought with his head.
That's the silliest shit. I don't like fighters who fight with their head. Like, I have a disdain for fighters who have to cheat on a dirty level, because to me, again, how do y'all men create life? That's an important organ down there.
Very, but let me ask you something, Miss T. Ask you something. You got a ref, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fighting for millions of dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you would it, why wouldn't you make the ref do his job?
I'm not negating that, Shelton, but it can't be that simple. Like, just let the ref do his job. How about have some integrity? Is anything wrong with having integrity? Is that all integrity goes out the window because you're in a fight?
I get what you're saying, and you're a military person, so I respect it. Coming from, I'm the same way. But you in a fight. If I'm in a fight, whatever I can get away with, I'ma do. Now you catch me, you dock me a point, cool. But if you don't catch it, I'm gonna keep doing it.
But then again, and I go back to, how do we know you're great if you resort to dirty tactics? You cannot tell me you're great when you're nut shotting a person and then you come back and follow up with a legal hit, and I'm supposed to stand up and shout for joy and clap my hands for you.
Right.
The person is really hurt from that illegal blow, which y'all have said, and I mean y'all mean every nigga I've ever met, to include my brothers. Y'all proclaim it's the worst feeling in the world, to the point that they make a device to help you cover that up. We know that life is created from it. It's a very, very integral part of your organs, and it should be respected. Put some respect on the balls. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to say put some respect on the balls?
You asked right, but you gotta remember it's a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight.
Go back to that fight.
It's a fight. You know what I'm saying?
It's a regulated fight. It ain't just no regular fight. Regular on the street, no rules. In the boxing ring, rules. It's a regulated fight.
That's why we got a ref. It's just like football. That's why we got a ref. If you need, I'm gonna do it. If you ain't cheating, try.
We gonna agree to disagree on this one, because
yes, man.
On these balls, y'all. I didn't look at the needle. He said, yeah, you don't want to look at the needle, because then you're gonna start thinking, damn, she took all this. Not with and hurt like that, but just taking its pain. You can hear it. If you stand by him, you will hear it crunching, going through the spinal column. That's what it sounds like. And it go down. And it go down. D-Ray says someone getting knocked the fuck out at 6. Ref like, I'm going to let punches above the knee count. Yeah, because you get some dirty refs and shit. I was laying on the floor and she said, I just grazed you. Yeah, y'all be acting like it's the end of the world. For me, it's like, I feel that way if you headbutt. I will take a few bows of the elbow because again, all of them do it. I told you I have a hard time holding a group of people or one person feet to the fire, and everybody is doing that shit. Then I gotta hate everybody. I don't straddle the fence like that. Either I like low blows and I can see it's all good, or I don't like them. And I'm just a
That's
person who don't like them. Well, I don't like fighting with your head. That's what you got your hands for. Motherfucker, it's a lot of them little Mexican fighters, they forever fighting with their head.
I'm coming. Well, I gotta roll, but
Okay.
it's always good to talk to you, and I'm so glad we got a fight. Now we can look at the other. We got we got a fight coming up this weekend.
Yeah, wait a minute, who fighting this weekend?
You got Jacobs and John Ryder.
Is that gonna be good?
What Danny Jacobs is left. John Ryder's pretty good. Danny Jacobs is left.
That's on the Zone, February 12th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Then we got Kell Brook versus Amir Khan the next week, February 19th at 2 p.m.
Do we really want to see that though? I really want to see that.
Well, I don't know. I want to see it. You know why I want to see it? Because Bud and them is training Amir Khan. I want to see what comes out of that. That's all the reason.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Miss T, I gotta roll, baby. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
All right, I got you, King.
All right.
Peace. D-Ray said Mayweather loved those forearms. He did. I didn't like when he did it. But Shelton does have a point in the sense when he said if they doing it to you, you do it back. But I mean, you can't be blatant with the shit like you standing squared up, but bam, like that. Mayweather oh my God, he can do it so beautifully where he punch you, and as he punching you, his elbow turn in. You know what I'm saying? He did it where it looked like all one motion, and it was wrong. It was wrong. But I will never sit up here and say that was his go-to. That's what he relied on. Because once I peeped game that Mayweather did it, I always will watch the fight to see if anybody else doing dirty tactics. And 9 times out of 10, they were. And Mayweather was one of the people, like he got the mindset of Shelton. Fuck, if you're going to do that shit, you want to play dirty, I can play dirty. You got to be able to take it just as well as you give it. D-Ray said, let's go, Danny. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I saw it. But in the end of the day, getting past it, coming through my Black History is almost coming up on the 9 o'clock hour. I did have that question. Did we say the contract was done last year? We can't say that. The contract is done today. It's done yesterday. It's done now. It wasn't done in August last year. So we need to not ever repeat that. I'm not mad because I've accepted the fact that Earl is going to fight Ugas, but it I still will have to see, and I still can glean that he could have fought Terrence and he didn't. And fighting and picking Ugas over Terrence, it to me it comes out to a duck. It's not the end of the world. What helps it? Helps me not be as mad because Ugas has a belt. That's what helps me because I'm the main person that's telling or advocating for all three of them to only worry about all three. Y'all have an opportunity that don't come around a lot, and that is for y'all to become undisputed. And I don't care which one I'm getting. I'm pulling for Terrence, of course. I think he will be the one who get it. But if any of those brothers get it, I'm going to be happy for them. But I like many of you wanted the Bud and Errol fight, and he chose Ugas. But this narrative that was a done deal or decided, if the contract was done, y'all, come on now. We can have difference of opinions at all times. We can never have different facts. We can't ever have that. And there is no such thing as alternative facts. We have to get out of that. Now, I know this is something to me that Republicans usher in, and it's now like a normal way of life, but it's not normal. Facts are facts, opinions are opinions. If you had a contract signed, sealed, and delivered back in September, October, or even in August, it would have had a date. It would have had a location, because that's what happens when they sign these contracts. And the fact that they didn't, and they didn't even have one last week, tells me contracts didn't get signed to now. So what we can say is Earl and Ugas been probably talking behind the scenes, or in some kind of way to each other, conveying to each other that they wanted to fight. But we can't say they already had an agreement. They had a contract. You can never say that. That's two different things, you see. And my scales must be balanced. D-Ray said, when I got fouled, I fouled back in my basketball. I feel you. I used to play basketball when I first started playing basketball. I think I was like 10, and I picked it up really well, to the point that I was beating all the guys at the court. And I remember, going up there and I wanted to play and they need an extra person. I'd be like, me, I'm here. And so, I get the chauvinistic answer like, girls don't play basketball. I said, I do. This girl does. So if I get on the team, God forbid I house a nigga. Shit. I had this. Remember when we was talking about Clarissa yesterday, and I was telling you I had to learn this myself. I noticed how my brother and all the guys, when they would win, they would be like, yeah, nigga, I fucked you up, nigga. I did this to you, nigga. I'm the best motherfucker. I noticed how they could do that, but I couldn't. What they call it, goat over. I couldn't broadcast and be and do that bravado shit. I couldn't do it to guys because I had to be cognitive of their sensibilities, if that makes sense. And it's not fair. And as don't know, they people just don't want to see a girl goat, like, oh, I beat your ass. So when I beat a guy, just like, that's all I could do. My brother and them could be like, motherfucker, say my name, bitch. Blah, blah, blah. They could do all that. I couldn't do it. Because time I did that, you know what I would get? I did it one time and I learned my lesson. I'm like 11 years old, skin is all get out. And I beat this guy. He could not do shit with me. He could play, but he couldn't do shit with me. And the guys, I knew that my friends had my back and my brother. And I knew the guys who could just house the hell out of me, they would have my back. Because they gonna jazz up the guy and be like, nigga, you just can't play. You let this girl beat you. They gonna jazz him. I wasn't supposed to jazz him. But I said, what? Get off my back. Da, 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 da. Run it back. He didn't want to lose. So we all ran it back. And he said, oh, you want to play with the fellas? You think you a man? Boom, right in my chest. The shockwave of it all. You can't hit nobody in the chest, man. The shockwave is quick. It's painful, but it's quick. That's the only good thing about it. But it has a soreness. It has an irritating feeling for like it can be for the rest of the day. But the pain, the shockwave pain, is instant, but it don't last for seconds. Bam. And I don't know how the fuck y'all always catch the nipple. Bam. Caught the nipple. I was like, ooh, it made me wince, and a tear came out my eye and shit. And I was like, I don't ever see you play any of the guys like that. What? This is not a sport that belongs to just boys or whatever. And that's where I learned that when I'm playing guys, I have to just go. So I don't get into the foul shit. Like maybe that's where that comes from. So I won't get into that. We waiting for steak, and they said we paid for hot dogs. Crawford and EJ, the best fight in boxing. Is Mundo. They split stank up on us step aside money. Yeah. Yeah, they hooked them up. That's going out of your way to, you know, at what point do we say that's avoidance? Miss T, blessings queen, but you look like you talk shit. I did. Cause look, I had to listen, I had to wait. Like if it's I got my own little crew, and all I did was my daughter do the same thing when cause she could swim back then. I don't know about now, but she would do the same thing. I said, and I let the fellas talk shit. Cause if you get beat by a girl, other guys gonna talk shit about you on that court, right? So I let them, and I be on my best behavior, because if it get too crazy now, I'm not gonna feel sorry for what happened. I got backup, you just don't know it. And I ain't gonna feel sorry for what happened, because I'm gonna be trying to fuck up. My daddy used to tell me, take whatever's close and bust them in the motherfucking head, and that's what I was gonna do. And I had my backup to do it. So I didn't want to be the instigator, right? So when he leaves, the guy who had the problem, was always one. Then we can party. Then we like, did you see what I did? I threw that ball up. Then we can party. But while he there, I had to go. Talk about emotional. I thought women was emotional. That's when I learned too that ain't no difference in emotional. Y'all emotional about what y'all emotional about. We emotional about what we emotional about. But in the end of the day, we both emotional. All right. D Ray said, I heard the chestnut pain close to the nut bush. Is it? If that's what y'all feel, whew, man. And if you catch that nipple, but it's quick. It's like I wouldn't even give it 3 seconds. It's like shoo, like quick, and you be like, you might be paralyzed for about 1 second. And then you be like, you have that look like, what the fuck was that? And then it's like, it's a tingling, irritating, man. You just like you're in a bad mood. You're irritated. You're like, if somebody come up in your face, you be like, man, I don't really give a fuck. But I don't never have that feeling of, and that's happened to me like either 2 or 3 times. Like even today when I told you I went to the chiropractor and he was popping me back when he laid me down on the table, and I mean he was putting, he had to get down on Burkita, you know what I'm saying? He was like he was he was pushing my back in 2 places in the middle, and he was like, boom. And of course, my nipples down there, my girls down there, like, wait a minute, bitch. I was like, ah. but the comfortability of the chair. But I would have hated to been on something hard, flat surface. Whew. I like, Doc, my girls ain't gonna take much more of this abuse now. Macadocious Mac of the South is in the building. He says, salute the lovely and beautiful Madame Queen, Miss T. Salute to you too, King. D Ray said, Mac of the South, salute. Did you play in school? I did play basketball in school. I played. But you know what? Y'all know that I do a wellness show and I talk about autoimmune disorders. I was suffering back then. That would have good days and I would have bad days. And nobody understood it, because just like y'all looking at me now, y'all don't see that I'm in pain. But sometimes I cannot stress this enough. People be going through shit medically and you just can't see it on that outside shell. But all hell be breaking loose in the inside. And so that was going on, but I didn't know why. I just knew that I was different. But who I'm gonna do a survey with? You know what I'm saying? Like I had nobody to bump it up against. When I was complaining to my mom about my cycle, she thought I was just like, it was a pointless conversation. Look, bitch, like she didn't say bitch, y'all, but it was basically like, look, hook up, All us bitches got to suffer through this. I mean, what makes you special? Shut up talking to me. You gonna just have to get used to it. But it never dawned on me at that young age to say, go to the doctor and do a survey. It's only when I got, grown, like over 35, that I realized something wrong with my cycles from day one. So any young ladies out there looking, or you just as a parent of a daughter, this is a question you need to ask them. Because no daughter at 12 and 13 should be on that cycle for 3 weeks out the month. That is not normal. You should ask your daughter that. You shouldn't be in pain a week before your cycle and a week after your cycle. Sometimes I don't even get a month's rest. I was having cycles like I'm premenopausal, like I was 42, but I was 12 years old. I tried to go to my mama. She didn't understand because she had her bad moments with her cycle, but then my sister had easy cycles. I didn't know. I was just like, I drew the shortest straw. I don't know. And I was like, what is it? Like, I would have them, I would be sweating. I'd be looking at people having fun and being happy and be miserable as fuck. Like, just like, not saying, and then don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I was suicidal, but just the pain and shit that I was going through, I would be like, I don't even feel like being here. How can something that's supposed to be so beautiful and natural make you feel like I don't want to be here? Because I'm not having fun at all. And then it wasn't until I got into my 20s it kind of changed. Because as you grow older and older, hormones and everything, things have changed. It got changed. It changed and it got tolerable. Then when you have kids, it changed again and it got more tolerable. And then, but now that I know, I wish I knew. I wish I had somebody to talk to, but I didn't. McAdoo said, salute at Demetrius Bright, PGH, D-Ray, salute my brother Kings. Yeah, I didn't mean to take y'all on the psycho party, but I'm just saying, yeah. I didn't know, but that was, the chest nip. I just know it's hurt. It hurts. It'll make you think like, huh? But anywho, get back to the Earl Spence. We happy that the fight is. I'm gonna have to be happy for him. I'm disappointed that him and Bud didn't get it on. The narrative of the contract was done last year. Don't ever say that no more. To all the Spence fans, don't say that no more, because that cannot be true. Two things cannot be true. You don't have a contract and then just arbitrarily don't have a date or a location. That cannot be true. Those are things that got to be agreed upon in the contract. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. So whenever you hear your buddies say that, just be like, come on, bro. We don't have to lie about that. He picked somebody with a belt, so I guess he gets a reprieve. To all of us fans, Bud and his fans who really just wanted that fight, we're going to have to take it. We're going to have to suck that one up. And it's going to be April 16th in Arlington, Texas. I thought it was going to be in Vegas. See what I mean? But if you don't got a date, if you don't got the contract really signed, you ain't got no real location or date. You can't really plan that far. It's at the AT&T Stadium. So shout outs to them. Hopefully it'll be a good fight. I'm not buying it though. I'm not buying it. Now I have more to talk about, but like I said, I'm trying to shoot for I'm over 9 o'clock. I'm gonna get better at this. You guys stop what y'all doing right now and go over to the Mac Mob. Go over to the Mac Mob and hit subscribe. Check them out sometimes or check them out all the time. That's B Mac. He gonna have some great content. Bold and understanding. Go check him out. He got great content. He be on the show sometimes. You guys like him and everything. So some of the stuff that I did today, I'm gonna have to wait till the market. Y'all know I got to do the Black History thing. I told y'all every day I'm going to try to say something about a Black historian or something, or just somebody that was great. So let me put this on. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get a let me see if I can do it while I'm here. I can't believe I forgot. Y'all hold tight. Y'all work with me. Work with me now. Work with me now. It's gonna be quick. Hold on, I think so. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna try to say this picture. I'm just picking any picture, y'all. Y'all know I gotta do a visual of whoever I'm talking about. And hold up. That wasn't it. I mean to hit that. Okay, I gotta add. Y'all have been so patient. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Let me see how that's gonna do. So there we go. There go my boo boo. There go my main. There go my main man. Oh, got one other thing. And when I say he got his own theme music, he got his own theme music. I like the music behind the scenes because it gives a nice cadence. So Charles Richard Drew was born June 30th, 1904. He died April 1st, 1950. Was an American surgeon and medical researcher. He researched in the field of blood transfusion, developing improved techniques for blood storage, and applied his expert knowledge to developing large-scale blood banks early in World War II. This allowed medics to save thousands of Allied forces' lives during the war. As the most prominent African American in the field, Drew protested against the practice of racial segregation in the donation of blood, as it lacked scientific foundation, and resigned his position with the American Red Cross, which maintained the policy until the 1950s. So a lot of things, this is a big write-up of this man, but I'm gonna cut through the chase. This man went from school to school to school, whoever was accepting of him. He taught at Howard. He was accepted at Harvard. He went to a school in Canada, in Montreal, where they didn't have a lot of discriminating practices. Remember, this man came up in the early 20s and was doing his damage during that time, putting in his work around that time when the Civil Rights Act and all of those things didn't happen to the 60s. So this was way before that time. Of course, he was a lighter skinned man, and that's what you had to be to even get that much of a reprieve. But, you got to worry about people negating what you're talking about, being dismissive of your ideas and this, that, and the other. And it talks about like the schools he went to. He's from Washington, D.C. And his mother could have been a teacher, but his dad laid carpet. So he was a highly skilled athlete. In fact, he was mostly known for being an athlete. He won scholarships to Amherst College in Massachusetts. This is where I think he got his bachelor's or whatever. He's been all over the world, or this country, I should say, Baltimore, Maryland. He had jobs there. He went to Morgan College, which is now Morgan State University. He went to McGill University, Howard University. He was, like I said, he was in Montreal. I think he pledged Alpha Omega Alpha. He was a man's man back in them days. He even got his doctorate degree from Columbia University. But what he did that was great is in the late 1940s, before the U.S. entered World War II, and just after earning his doctorate, Drew was recruited by John Shooter to help set up the administer an early prototype program for blood storage and preservation. Here, Drew was able to apply his thesis to aid in the blood preservation and transportation. He was to collect, test, and transport large quantities of blood plasma for distribution in the United Kingdom. Drew understood that plasma extraction from blood required both centrifugation, and liquid extraction. Each extraction was conducted under controlled conditions to eliminate risk of contamination. Air concealment, ultraviolet light, and merthiolite, whatever that means, were all used to mitigate the possibility of plasma contamination. Drew went to New York City as a medical director of the United States Blood for Britain project. It was here that Drew helped set the standard for other hospitals donating blood plasma to Britain by ensuring clean transfusions along with proper aesthetic techniques to ensure viable plasma dispersals were sent to Britain. The Blood for Britain project was a project to aid British soldiers and civilians by giving U.S. blood to the United Kingdom. Drew started what would be later known as blood mobiles. You guys have seen all of these in your neighborhoods, and I mean, I remember them as far back as the 70s and the 80s. You know, of course, things get much better. I don't know if they do it now, but that is something that was continuing as of late, you know what I'm saying? But he started blood mobiles, which were trucks containing refrigerators of stored blood. This allowed for greater mobility in terms of transportation, as well as prospective donations. Drew created a central location for the blood collection process where donors could go to give blood. Sound familiar? How many of you have all went out and gave blood? We got blood donations spots all over this country. And, you know, they pay you $15. They may give you some orange juice afterwards, something like that. He made sure all blood plasma was tested before it was shipped out. He ensured that only skilled personnel handled blood plasma to avoid the possibility of contamination. The Blood for Britain program operated successfully for 5 months, with total collection of almost 15,000 people donating blood, and with over 5,500 vials of blood plasma. As a result, the Blood Transfusion Betterment Association applauded Drew for his work. And not for nothing, he saved lives. We didn't enter the war until 1941. England was getting their they was getting their asses handed to them. And sometimes just think about it. If he didn't do what he did, what would happen to the people who go to the emergency room today who get shot up or stabbed, or when you have accidents where you lose a lot of blood? That was a foregone conclusion before Charles Drew. He collectively, and I don't want to say it was just him by himself, he collectively streamlined this whole process of knowing what to take and how to take it and freeze it so they can be used later. When you go to a hospital today, they already have a storage of blood just ready to be disseminated to whomever needs it. It has been tested, tried, and true. And you can thank Charles Drew for that. A lot of you guys who've been shot, cut up, had a horrific accident, wouldn't even be here today if people like Charles Drew didn't do what they did. They streamlined this process and made it a valuable plus valuable asset in our country as well as all across the world. This is so common that the world does the procedures that he laid forth and streamlined so many years back in the day. But because of racism, and people having ignorance when it comes to something as simple as blood, a lot of things got missed. And ironically, Charles Drew died because he had a terrible car accident. Now, for years, the rumors were that the hospital that treated him was a well-known white hospital. They didn't give him adequate blood transfusion, which that's what he needed. That would be ironic. But according to historical books, they say that story was debunked so many times over, later in life or whatever, that he really did get the best treatment and he just succumbed to his injuries. And he died, I believe it was 1950. Did I say that in the beginning? Yep, April 1st, 1950. After having a terrible accident. And he was actually on his way to a conference. He would have done more and more. He worked with everybody. If you think of a TV series like MASH, what would Vietnam be without his techniques? What would Korea be without his techniques? Anybody that had to get any kind of blood plasma or anything pumped into them, thank your lucky stars for Charles Drew. He was a great American and a great part of the Black community. And we want to say happy Black History Month and shout out to Charles Drew and family for doing us a solid and leaving us a good nugget to hang our hat on. And hopefully he's inspired. There's people who watch him or know his story will be inspired to do the same. How do you know what's the intricacies of blood? In order for him to know what to take out and what to keep and how to freeze it, he had to know the intricacies of the blood itself. I'm thinking about beyond what they're talking about, the whole process that he streamlined. I'm thinking about how you know your blood type. How do you do this? How you do that? All of those things come from everything that he was doing. He taught a lot of African American doctors too. Under his tutelage, they became doctors because he taught at Howard, Morgan State, Virginia State, all over. This man was a great American. And thank y'all for listening to my Black History moment about Charles Richard Drew. A great American to be praised. All right. Thank y'all for joining. I hope you like that one. You say diamonds. Hope y'all like that one. Again, I'm going to shoot for definitely no longer than 2 hours, but I'm going to shoot for 7:30 to 9 o'clock. I'm doing that for a reason, but sometimes we can run over. If the train is moving, I can't stop it. But that's going to be the times that I'm shooting for. The train was moving a little bit today, and so I didn't stop it. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm happy that I pushed through pain and got on here anyway. I told y'all I would be here every day I can, unless I can't. But anywho, thank y'all for listening. And remember, when you know more, you do better. When you know better, you'll do better. You'll make better decisions and choices. Until tomorrow, peace. And y'all enjoy yourself and be safe out there. Happy Black History Month.